Wayne in Georgetown, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hi.
So I made it over to the 183 McNeil Bridge on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I went down there because I was in San Francisco a month or so back and saw the homeless situation there, and I wasn't even in the bad area. And then Adler and crew passed this ordinance to allow this, and it started popping up. So I wanted to find out what was in their head. So we stopped at the Wendy's, brought them a bunch of food, and walked up. And they were very willing and interested in talking. There were 4 of them at the area that we went, 3 men and a woman. They were all sober at the time. And they were all very clear that they don't want to be there, but they can't afford to live anywhere. One of them was a felon. He was having a hard time even getting temporary housing because of the felony. He can get a job as a cook or in a kitchen, but he doesn't have transportation. He doesn't have an address. So what he suggested is vouchers for hotels for a few days or a week, so they can get themselves cleaned up, have a place to have addresses or on the resume or when they fill out applications for jobs. That's a problem. They have to have an address, and a P.O. box doesn't work.
Sure.
Some other immediate needs would be like a charging station, maybe a solar charging station, because they have phones, and again, they can't get out of the hole they're in, and they have to chase power.
Yeah.
And then, of course, earplugs, sleeping. Those are 2 real immediate needs that they seem to indicate they wanted. I wanted to interview them on camera so I could get them saying it, but none of them wanted to be the face of this. The one guy, Ian, was extremely articulate, and he indicated that he would be willing to talk to y'all. And I suggested, well, if I can't interview you, could I have a radio station connect the 2 of you so they can get you on the air so people can really understand where you're at. Now, I don't know if he's all of them. This is the McNeil 183 Bridge. I'm going to go to more. I'm going to do this at least once a week. And if I can do a plug here, I'm getting involved in a Facebook page called Adlerville, and the intent is to get information out there, because I don't know how much of the Austin population really knows the extent of this, and I want to get the information to everybody so we know what they're thinking.
What is your goal, Wayne?
Months ago, what's that?
What is your goal?
My goal is to understand what they're thinking and what their needs are, and see if we can't put together a better plan than building some multi-million-dollar building to house these people when they don't want to be there.
And I think, and what you're finding is they all have a different story, different needs, different circumstance.
Yes, but they all, there was the common thread was temporary vouchers for hotels would be the most important thing we could do. And we can afford vouchers a hell of a lot easier than we could afford some multi-million-dollar structure for these people.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't solve the homeless crisis.
No, well, I mean, that has to end. They need to change that ordinance. But if nothing else, we can understand why they're there and what their intentions are, which I don't think people know. Y'all interviewed, or somebody interviewed somebody off the airport and 35 a month or so back, and he was what we started labeling him as urbanites.
Sure.
He just doesn't want to have to pay anything. He likes his $50 a day to do his thing and live under the stars.
Yeah. There's
and I don't
some
know
are
if
like
he was
that
a
as
real
well.
homeless guy or not, but he was on your radio.
Yeah. We've taken many phone calls from the homeless community, them telling their story, and every story is a little bit different. Sometimes they just can't afford to live here. They lost their job, or they're on drugs. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, Wayne. Adlerville on Facebook. There you go.